Hare Krishna everyone, welcome to Srila Prabhupada Book Reading Club. Currently we are reading the book The Light of a Bhagvata. Okay, so let's start our session by offering the prayers. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरं मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपं कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवाञ्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहित कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितान् च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So anyone remember like from the yesterday's class? I
Yes,
want
Mataji.
everyone should speak na.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Only
And
one point.
after the rain completed, the muddy water become the when the atom come, muddy water clears, and water will make a clear water, and lotuses enriched in the places where the water is
Haribol.
stirred.
Yes, Surendranath Prabhu, have you remember anything? Sarita Mataji, Padma Mataji, Snigdha Mataji, Sharmila Mataji, Sureshwari Mataji. Anyone?
I was absent yesterday.
Okay. Sarita Mataji, Sharmila
Hare
Mataji,
Krishna
Snigdha Mataji.
Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. If there is no any relationship with God, then it is like our life is barren. And as soon as the mind is cleared by, it is will be cleared by the spiritual association, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Haribol. Anyone wants to speak?
Yeah, by like when we reconnect with God through spiritual association and cultivation, the threefold miseries of material existence are cleared off, and the lotus of knowledge blossoms into transcendental bliss.
Haribol. Sarita Mataji, Nasima Prabhu. So yes, yesterday we see now our lives are like muddy. They are like they are very miserable, and we are suffering the threefold miseries. And but like when we start practicing bhakti, then this muddy water get cleared. Okay, and like when we take the devotional service, we become the free from like threefold miseries. Okay, like and it doesn't mean that like there will be no problems in our life. Okay, there will be problems, but we won't get disturbed by them. Okay, because we know these are the temporary and this is the mercy of Krishna, maybe for my purification, or maybe Krishna is clearing my past karmas. Okay, so yes, and without Krishna our life is a barren. Okay, it is like a desert. And yes, uh, we have to link, we don't want to give up anything. Okay, in bhakti means like we simply have to add Krishna in that. Okay, and like bhakti should be pure and unalloyed, and like so bhakti should be pure means it should not be mixed with a jnana and karma, like we want some benefit, or like we want to prove ourselves as a great scholar. No, like our only desire should be, okay, I'm rendering this seva, my Krishna should be satisfied, my Radharani should be satisfied. Okay, like our life is successful when we are when we are able to bring a little smile on the face of a Krishna and Radharani. Okay, and yes, another more most important thing is that yes, like who is who has the highest post in satisfying Krishna, and who are the like who are the great devotees of Krishna, the gopis of Vrindavana. Okay, and here Prabhupada is saying we can also attain the stage of a stage of a gopis, but currently we are a conditional soul. How we can even think of that post? Yes, like Prabhupada says, if you practice sincerely, if you practice your sadhana sincerely under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, then you can also attain that position. Okay, Prabhupada is not saying here you cannot attain that. Okay, you can attain that position, but for that we have to practice sincerely and with seriousness.
Welcome to Tesco Music Player.
Hare Krishna.
Bluetooth mode.
Hare Krishna Muttamanikam Prabhu, you have to take care of your mic, okay? So yes, and we can see there are two kinds of students. First is one who make the show, okay, and they do all the activities on the mundane plane. We also see the examples of Sahajiya, like they decorate themselves as a gopis. Even they are males, but they are decorating themselves as a gopis, and they're simply doing the dance. No, this is not a bhakti, okay? So they make the show. Like we don't have to make the show. I'm a great scholar, like even yesterday's class, Namnishta Das Prabhuji also giving the example. Someone completed the 18 days classes. Now he is boasting himself like a Jagat Guru. He also changed his name. Even he is not completed his further courses. So we can see like we don't have to make show. I'm a great scholar. You should come to me and like I will teach to you. No, like we all are servants. Okay, so we don't have to make the show of our bhakti also, and we don't have to do anything on the mundane plane and doing mental speculation. We don't have to hear to our mind. We have to hear to Guru Parampara and follow their instruction. We don't have to follow the instruction of our own mind, but we have to follow the instruction of our like bona fide spiritual masters. Okay, and then okay, these are the sahajiyas. They simply make the show and they are the neophytes. Then then what is the another kind of student? These students are these are the serious students, and serious student means like they practice seriously. They don't break the four regulative principles. They follow the instructions of their spiritual master. They follow the instruction of a Prabhupada. Okay, and we can see what are the instruction of a Prabhupada, our our bona fide spiritual master give the same kind of instruction. Okay, for example, yesterday only, there is one app where Guru Maharaj, everything is posted there. So in that, there was message that he meet some Narsimha Bhagwan Pujari, and he have completed, I think, Bhakti
The Vedanta.
Vedanta, or yes, Bhakti Vedanta, and Guru Maharaj was so pleased. And what Guru Maharaj write down, I want my every disciple to read the Srila Prabhupada book systematically and get this kind of a degrees. So can we fulfill at least one desire of Prabhupada? Okay, so, yes, we should read the Prabhupada books. We should read, we should follow the instruction of Prabhupada. Okay. And then only, we can attain the highest perfection, that is a bhakti yoga. Okay. Now we can move towards the 31 verse. Who want to read, who haven't read in recent time? Sarita Mata, you want to read? Yes,
Yes.
Surendranath Prabhu.
I will read it. Okay.
Yeah.
31. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 31. The four prominent features of autumn are that there is no water in the sky, the weeds that grow here and there in the rainy season all wither away, the muddy roads and the fields dry up, and the ponds of the water become crystal clear. These four features of autumn atmosphere are compared to four orders of life. In the Varnashrama system, the student goes to the ashrama of the master to take lessons from him and serve him. Even as a menial servant, these troubles of the student are at once mitigated when he attains transcendental knowledge in terms of his relation with Sri Krishna. The personality of Godhead, as the white clouds no longer bear the burden of water in the autumn sky, the students find that the troubles of drawing water for the master becomes a burdenless job if of the student. By the grace of his master, attains the spiritual knowledge. Householders who beget children without restriction, like weeds in a rainy season, become solitary as they attain to the stage of devotional service. The family planning of godless civilization cannot check weed like unwanted population. People should learn to check sex life by voluntary restraint. This voluntary restraint is possible when one is dovetailed with the service of Lord. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Vishaya Vivivartane, Nirdasya Dehina, Rasa Varjam Rasopi Asya, Param Drishva Nivartate. The embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, though the taste of sense objects remains. But ceasing such engagement by experiencing higher taste is fixed in consciousness. Bhagavad Gita 2.59. Well situated devotees of Lord refrain from materialistic sense enjoyment, for they are attracted by beauty of transcendence. Forcible restraint by regulative family planning or similar artificial means cannot work very long. One must be attracted by transcendence. One can give up the inferior quality of life enjoyment as soon as one receives the superior quality of spiritual enjoyment. So family planning is successful when one is engaged in culture of human spirit. The Varnas Prasthas who voluntarily avoid cleaning themselves and who allow their beards and nails to grow no longer feel the discomforts of this burden when they engage in the service of the Lord. And above all, the mendicants who take a vow to refrain from sex life no longer feel sexual urges when fixed in transcendental service of the Lord. Therefore, in all the four spiritual orders and the four grades of social life, devotional service to the Lord is essential. Without this relationship, all the regulative principles of Varna and Ashrama become burdensome duties as they have in the age of Kali. When the regulative principles have no aim and the Varnas become a caste system and the ashramas become business of various shopkeepers. All these anomalies of the present social system can be reformed only by cultivation of human spirit in the devotional service of the Lord.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you,
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji.
So yes, now we can see like the autumn has started now, like, and rainy season has stopped. So like what Prabhupada is saying here, the four prominent features of the autumn are that there is no water in the sky, so there are no dark clouds in the sky. Okay, so like means like the ignorance has been cleared. And second, the weeds grow here and there in the rainy season will wither away. So yes, like in rainy season, like there is water everywhere, so weeds has grown everywhere. Okay, and now there is no water, like rainy season has been finished. Now this like weeds start like withering. Okay, and third is muddy roads and like fields dry up. So we can see like in a rainy season there is lot of mud and lot of dirt there, but like when there is no rain, like then everything start drying up. And like a fourth one is the ponds of water become crystal clear. These four features of the autumn as atmosphere are compared to the four orders of life. So we can see like in a sanatana dharma means one who is following the like varnashrama system. So like in a varnashrama system there are four orders. So in starting, first is a brahmacharya. Okay, like or student life. So here like the students go to the ashrama of a like a teacher, and like we have to pariprashna in a seva, we have to serve our spiritual master first, then only like we get the right to accept the knowledge from him. Okay, so yes, currently we are also doing the bhakti shastri, bhakti vaibhav, attending the classes, like we are taking the knowledge, but like we are not able to apply. Why? Because we are not serving. Like firstly we should serve, and then we should like then we should receive the knowledge. So we have to this two things should be go together, na? So we should serve. Okay, like even online, offline, like now Mr. Das Prabhuji is so merciful. He told us like you can come here. I will arrange the prasadam and like like a place for the living. You can come here for the seva and learn the like devotional services, like how we have to render the sevas. Okay, so yes, we can do that. So yes, most important is like we should render the seva, but currently we are forgetting. Like okay, like everyone is coming for classes, even they are not coming, but like they are coming, but they have no time for the seva. No, like they are not understanding the Bhagavad Gita means. It means like Bhagavad Gita says like you have to serve, and then only you will like you will get the knowledge when we discuss with your teachers. Okay. And so yes, like in starting, like you will feel, oh, why we have to do like sevas, and then only we have to receive knowledge. Like like it is a kind of a bore, or like why to waste our time, and like it is a troublesome na? Like it feel like we are we are getting bothered. But no, like but when we start, when we do start like keep rendering the seva, then everything will be clear to you. Like when you start rendering seva, you will understand the shastras very well. You will able to apply the things, like from the knowledge you can come to the like to the realizations part. Okay. So yes, trouble of the student at once mitigated when he attained the transcendental knowledge in a terms of his relation. So like when you read the shastras, or when we get the knowledge, we want to serve, and when we want to like when you are serving, then we want to like get more and more knowledge. So this goes in a loop. Okay, so like until and unless you are taking knowledge and not doing the like seva, then loop is not like complete. So like you will be unsatisfied, and like it will be said like like you will not advance in your spiritual life. So you should do both things. Okay. So the student find that the troubles of drawing water from the masters become burdenless job if a student, by the grace of his master, attain the spiritual knowledge. So here we can see, like in ashramas, in starting, like they don't have the water purifier in their ashramas. They have to like take the like water pots, and like they have to go in go near river, and they have to like take the water from the river, and like again like fill the pots in the ashrama. So like they used to find the trouble, why I should do. I'm like, and now like no one wants to do now. Like even like if a teacher says to do some work, like a parent, next day parents will come, and like they will say, I send my child for learning, not for doing your labor, or like doing the housekeeping. Okay, so this is current condition. Okay, so like and even like a child can say na, like I'm not your I'm not your labor, or I'm not your maid, why should I do this? So but yes, in starting like a student feel, oh, why I should bring, it is very heavy, and like I have to put lot of efforts. But like when they are rendering the seva, and like when they are taking the knowledge, then this job become a trouble less na. So similarly, while doing the seva, we may think, why I should waste my time, or like why I should give this much time here, I can relax, or like why I have to struggle so much to take out the time for the seva. But as soon as you get the transcendental knowledge, this these things will change, these thoughts will change, and you will start feeling the spiritual happiness and that blissfulness. And second is the householder beget the children without the restriction. Like our shastra says, we should receive the or beget the children by the garbhadana sanskar, and like we shouldn't use the contraceptive methods and other things. Okay, but like here, current situation is there that like no one is there to guide us. Okay, so like so when they beget the children like who don't have the spiritual values, they haven't go through any samskaras, like then they are simply like polluting the society. So these kids are compared to the weeds, as like we can see in Bhagavad Gita chapter 1, where it is also the Kauravas are compared to the weeds, because like they are simply bringing the disturbance in the society. Okay, so and now we can see like then like devotees have to make the family planning. They have to like they should consult the senior devotees, and and like they should consult them, and like they should beget the children, like children who are in the in that samskara. Like we pray to Krishna that like those like please send me the jiva who can spread the Krishna consciousness, or who can be a like a great devotee of you. okay, and who can help in a preaching mission of the Srila Prabhupada. So like we are asking for the pure, pure soul or a devotee soul to come in our womb, okay. So further, even the even the Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 2.59, but it is very difficult now, like currently, like we are staying in a Kali Yuga, so it is very difficult to control this kind of urges and do all of these things. But what Prabhupada is saying here, what Krishna is saying here, yes, embodied soul may be restricted from the sense gratification. We have to follow the four regulative principles: no tea, coffee, no onion, garlic, no this and that. A lot of restrictions are there, and and we still have the taste for all of these things. Okay, even our mind tricks us na sometimes, but because of intelligence, we don't do that. But seizing such engagement by experiencing the highest state. So how we have to give up this, how we have to control this, control these urges, when we get the higher taste. And for that, we should read the Prabhupada's books for the higher taste. We should chant, and for that higher taste, we should hear from our senior devotees. Then we are able to control this kind of urges, and our our consciousness will be fixed in Krishna, not in a sense gratificatory things. And here Prabhupada is saying one must be attracted to by the transcendence, but currently we are getting attracted to the material things, but we have to shift this attraction from the material things to the Krishna. And for that we have to give the inferior quality of a material enjoyment, and we should receive the higher superior quality of a spiritual enjoyment. So we can see even if someone wants the job, he want a government job. Why? Because there is a stability. If someone want a home, he want its own home, okay, not a rented one. He will prefer own home. Why? Because there is a kind of there will be no restriction from the owner, and there is no that kind of fear that someone will say, oh, you have to you can search another house. No. So we have the higher taste. If you have the choice to eat the simple dal chawar or a chappan bhoga, you will you will definitely choose the chappan bhoga. So and so it is this, if we get the higher taste, then only we can give the inferior taste. Okay, you can give up easily, like a dal and rice for for the chappan bhoga. So but problem is that we are not we don't have this knowledge. So we should take the real knowledge from the shastras and from the books. And we can also see further this this vanaprasthas. In starting, we don't have to do this. Okay, in starting they used to do this, but this is not for the Vaishnavas, because we are going for the pre-reaching, and for there we have to maintain some standards. So in the vanaprasthas, they used to grow the nails and beards, and so though they don't feel so that they can get detached from all of this rupa and all of this the material things. So in starting there will be discomforts na? But after that, when they engage in a devotional service of Lord, then there will be no discomforts. So and yes, and further we can see the sannyasa order. Still now we have seen, first is the brahmacharya, second is grahastha. A grahastha means they are Krishna is the sender, and in they are serving Krishna. And Graha Medi means they are a sense gratification is a center, and entire life spend in a scratching each other's back. Okay, so we should be grahastha, not a gruhamedi. Then third one is a vanaprastha. Okay, they are started giving up all the material attachment, and proceeding towards the sannyasa. And fourth one is a sannyasa. Yes, this sannyasa order, they have taken the vow to refrain from the sex life, no longer they don't feel any sexual urges, when their mind fixed in a transcendental service. Okay, so why because highest kind of a sense gratification in this material world is the sex. Okay, or this sense gratification, this is the highest. And they are promising Krishna and to the Lord that they will not indulge in this kind of things. But here we can see, take one point, that everywhere there is restrictions, there will be urges, there will be even if we get the higher taste, there then also we are seeking the kind of, we want to do the that little sense gratification. Why this is happening? because we haven't fixed inner, like, spirituality very nicely. We are not becoming the serious. We are not practicing the seriously. Because like when we start practicing devotional service seriously, then like we can easily control this kind of urges by Krishna's grace. Okay. So if you are feeling this kind of things, or like if you are feeling to break for regulative principle, if you are feeling to, like, do some sense gratification, it means like we are not practicing it seriously. And when we become serious, then only Krishna will bestow his mercy. Like you have to, pay little price, that like we have to become serious about that. And in starting we have to restrict. So like even like we can see in the nectar of instruction na vacho vegam mansa krodha vegam, in starting you have to control. Okay. And then Krishna will bestow the mercy. So here we can see in all grades of life, like devotional service of a Lord is essential. Okay. These rules and regulations are there, but the most important is that like when you engage in devotional service, when we hear about Krishna, when we chant, when we read, when, and most important, when you render the seva, like when you render the service, then like, then you can easily, like, follow the four regulative principles, and like you can easily control these urges. Okay. Otherwise, like if we are currently living in age of Kali, otherwise this rules and regulation, everything, like, looks like a burdensome. But when we engage in Krishna's service, like then everything becomes very easy. That's why when we are preaching to someone, don't tell them the four regulative principles. Don't tell them. Simply tell them like, oh, you can start simply by reading the one page of Bhagavad Gita and chanting the one round of Hare Krishna. Don't tell them you have to take a bath and then only how to chant, or like you do have to give up onion garlic, then only you can start chanting. Like in starting line, they are in not in pure condition for them. Like, like, but when they start chanting, when you like when they like start reading Bhagavad Gita, when they even touch the Bhagavad Gita, then like they start getting purified. And once one get the purified, then only he is open for the further instructions. So we have to be very careful when we are preaching. Don't tell them like, like we don't take the tea coffee, we don't take the onion garlic, you have to give up the non-veg, then only you can. No, like you can take, simply start chanting and simply start reading the one page of Bhagavad Gita, and then rest Krishna will take care. Okay. So Hare Krishna, today we can end here. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Anantagoti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So service is very important. Okay. So Hare Krishna.
Hare
Happy
Krishna
Krishna
Mataji,
conscious
Sadhu
day.
Pranam. Thank you, Mataji, very
Sadhu
much.
Pranam.
Mataji,
I
thank
hope
you.
I hope
Krishna
everyone
Mataji, Sadhu
from our
Pranams.
class is rendering some kind of seva. If someone is someone don't have any seva, like they can contact me. Okay. Hare Krishna. Happy Krishna conscious day.